Hi, friends. This is Caitlin back with Pink and Main. I am so excited to hang out with you tonight. I hope everyone had a great weekend. And yeah, I'm just really excited. We're going to be making a foiled card. I did a little research, I found a couple tips. I am going to be very upfront. I'm still having some wrinkling issues. Hopefully, tonight we can get that figured out together. I have some ideas. Um, but yeah, otherwise, we're just gonna have fun, do some Copic coloring. I saw Heather in the comments already. Hi, Heather. Thank you so much. I know you're always one of the first ones in there, ready to say hey. Oh, everybody else is popping in too. Carmen, Virginia. It makes my heart so happy to know you guys are here to hang out. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what I am working with today. So I wanted to make a card that could be a Mother's Day card, but it could also just be an anytime card. I am a firm believer in celebrating and supporting any moms or mom type figures out there, and that can come in so many different shapes and sizes, right? I know foster moms, I know stepmoms, I know new moms, I know longtime moms. Just like a hey, you're doing a good job card, never hurt for anybody. Moms, dads, dog moms and dads, cat moms and dads, whatever. Um, People who are great aunts and uncles. So yeah, let's just go ahead and we'll jump in before I get too sidetracked. So one of my favorite Pink and Main stamp sets of all time is the Mom Life stamp set. And honestly, the like, may your coffee be stronger than your struggles with this cute little sleepy lady could be for any woman in your life. Does not have to be a mom. And that is the image that I have stamped out here. And so my thought was to pull in the mom hair don't care and do like a little circle round. I die cut this from the layered scallop circle dies. So this is just the bigger stitched circle. So that's going to be what we pop our sentiment and our colored image onto. And for the background, I decided that we are going to try out a different foilable today. So this is the full bloom foilable kit, and I do have it linked in the description. Oh, Heather, you got your die in the mail. It's such a good one. Even these circles, these plain circles, I've used them twice already this week or like over the weekend. They're good just to have. So I have cut into this. So I'll walk you through it, but just know that like some are missing because I have a surprise project coming on Friday. So it comes with 2 sheets of these like sentiment shapes, and this is the little sneak peek hint I'll give you. The smaller of these stitched circles from that layer die is the absolute perfect size to fit around, not like the hearts, but these like circle shaped sentiments in all of these different sets. So I'm just saying, if you need a die to cut them out with, and you aren't like Virginia or Heather, and you haven't already been influenced, if I haven't convinced you yet another reason why they're great. So the full bloom foilable kit comes with 2 sheets of that. You get 2 sheets of this floral, and these are big enough. These are 5.5 by 8.5. So they're big enough to get you 2 A2 card fronts, or you could do slim lines, whatever you want. It comes with 2 of these kind of like plaid, which I also, there you go. I'll take Enabler. I don't really feel like an influencer, but I do feel like Enabler would be an accurate one, Heather. Um, so I did use this on another project for a blog post next week, my other sheet of this, but it does come with 2. And then this is the pattern that I wanted to use today for our background. So we're going to go ahead and grab one of those. Do you know what else I'm going to do? I have my Minc here, but I haven't plugged it in because the thing I love the most about this is how fast it heats up. So let me go ahead and plug it in so you can see in real time. my carrier sheet to the side, how fast this works. So you just turn it on, and then we're going to go to 3. Flip all of this floral goodness back in. And I love these because these could be spring and summer, but they could also easily be done in one of the like coppers or reds and be a fall card. I just, knowing Michelle, I just feel like there's going to be even more color ranges and foil, the other like full toner sheet foilables coming. Just call it spidey senses. I don't know anything for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me. So while it blinks red until it's ready, then it'll beep once and turn green. I tried to foil a whole sheet of this the other day, just on its own through, and I did get a wrinkle. So just to increase my chances, I think we're going to go ahead and cut it in half. But that also means that I'll get to be able to customize, the color I use the other half for later. So should have put that, I'll put that back into my kit. I like to keep those kinds of kits in my packaging so that I don't lose them. And then the star of the show today is going to be this amethyst foil, which is just absolutely stunning. It's this beautiful purple. It's coming up a little like blue purple, blue violet on camera, but in person it's a little bit more of a true purple. There we go. Our Minc is ready to go. It's heated up. And the other thing, what I figured out is that cutting the foil with one of these, if you have um, one of these like wired trimmers, is so much easier. So I'm going to set this so that it is lined up just about on the edge. And then we can just slide it over so I can see with my wire where we're going to be trimming. Just like that. I'll roll this back up and save it in my foil container, foil packaging. And I don't know for sure if this is like the solution, but I tried it the other day and it did work well for me. I have a little bit of extra foil on either side, right? So right now, I have my pretty side of my foil facing down and my pretty side of my foilable facing down. And I'm going to take just a tiny piece of tape and make sure that my foil is nice and flat. And I'm just going to add a little piece of tape to either side. Not sure this is necessary, but it helped me with the wrinkle issue yesterday when I tried it. So the other thing I learned is you shouldn't put your foiled thing like further back from the fold. You should try to get it right up against the fold, and it should help kind of smooth everything out. So we're going to go for it. Fingers crossed. We feed it in fold side first. That part I definitely had right. And we're not rushing it. We're not pulling it. We're not tugging it. You just let the Minc kind of grab hold and do its thing. Oh, Carmen, happy early birthday. Are you a Gemini? I bet you are. Yeah, right. The precious foil, all of that gets saved. Julianne, I try really hard not to waste any of my foil. More hellos from Florida. Oh, Heather's got a birthday coming up too. I mean, it seems like a good reason to me to get a Minc. So I can see a little bit of, they're not really wrinkles, they're kind of like little pockets. And I'm pretty sure that that just means that there's not toner in those areas. But for the most part, this looks pretty good. Set that to the side, unplug my Minc. All right, we want to make sure that this is completely cooled down before we start. And are we ready for the grand reveal? Man, that one came out so good. You know what? This one came out so good that I kind of want to, while we have everything out, let me plug that back in. I'll show you guys how to use that negative because we talked about it the other day and then I didn't do it because I was worried because of the wrinkles, but I feel pretty good about this now. All right. I'm still probably only going to do the one card. When I was trying to plan and prep for today, I wasn't sure if I was going to be doing one or two. We'll probably just stick with the one. But at least I can show you how we're not going to waste this background. So I am going to grab, I think I put it back. I'm grabbing this. So these are rainbow toner sheets, and there's already a second shade range of the toner sheets available on the website. I think it's the Garden like color collection. And there's also full black toner sheets. So basically, whatever color we pick is what's going to come through in our design. So it's going to be the opposite of this one, right? So I'm thinking maybe the pink would be pretty. Just go full out super girly. And I already have my pink one trimmed down because you can use them for multiple. Yeah, I think pink will be pretty. I'm just worried like the yellow or the green would be, they're like really bold. I definitely want to get my hands on that. Oh, or we could do tone on tone purple. Yeah, let's do tone on tone purple. That's fun. I forgot there was a purple in there. Right, the floral foilables. I love the floral kit, but also some of the individual ones that you can get are super nice too. All right, so I'm just cutting that in half. It also comes in that 8.5 by 5.5 so that you can get 2 cards out of each sheet. Well, 2 A2 size cards out of each sheet. All right, I'm going to repeat this process. So pretty side down, pretty side down. I still even have my seam tape. That down, that down. What did I do? There it is with my carrier sheet. Push him right up to the fold. Our Minc is already nice and green. Hey, Rosario. And we're going to pass that right through. These are so fun. Maybe I'll finish this one on my own and then show you guys on Thursday how it turned out. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the rest of my tonight and tomorrow look like. So you can kind of see, you know, it's hard with the glare. You can kind of see the idea here. We're going to let that cool down. Now we're going to unplug it for real this time. Let it cool down. The nice thing about it too is it's not hot to the touch. So like you can still move it and put it, you know, somewhere safe to the side and not have to worry about it. All right. Get my tape over here. And just like that. So now you can see, right? Almost all of our foil is completely used. You're just left with that plastic, basically like wrapper. Peel off our and now you can see how we have the purple toner sheet peeking through all of that beautiful foil. So we have like our positive and our negative. So fun. Correct. This only works on the toner paper, not on plain cardstock. That is accurate. So I still want to continue on with this one, but I just wanted to show you guys how you can use the rest of your foil so you're not just throwing it out. And to decorate this one up, I wanted to do some purple tone on tone, but since I wasn't planning on doing it that way, I am going to ink this up because the foil will resist any ink that you apply. So we're going to go Night Sky Premium Dye ink. We're going to do some purple on purple. I have my mini ergonomic brush. I'm going to tap in and then tap some of the color off onto my printer paper. And I do want this to be pretty soft. I just didn't want to have like a stark white background. And I wanted the white cardstock circle that I die cut to kind of show and pop against the background. So I'm probably not even going to take the color the whole way in. I'm really kind of liking this framed ombre kind of feeling. So we'll leave the center a little open. Letting the edges of the cardstock kind of pick up most of that color from my brush. And if you're doing circular motions one way, you start getting streaks. All you have to do is circle the other way, kind of back into it. This is an arm workout, let me tell you. Hey, Kendra. I'm so glad everybody could make it. Anybody who's watching this after, I also appreciate you coming to check in and see what we were up to. All right. Let's do just a check. Yeah, I pulled that in a little further than I planned, but I still think it's pretty. So just so you can see, you're still not losing any of the shine from that foil. You're not losing any dimension. It just kind of tones the contrast down a little bit by having that extra little hint of purple in there. Something else that I've played around with is doing some Copic coloring on these kind of sheets. And the color doesn't show up the same as it would like on a white cardstock. It definitely has more of that alcohol ink feel, but it's really pretty. So I'm thinking we'll play with that a little bit on Thursday. So that is my background. Let's see, let me get a card base. A little A2 guide folding card base. And you know what? It's been a minute since we stamped on the inside. So maybe let's stamp the inside of our card. Right, that's going to fit right on there. I think that that's big enough that I don't need a border. I think we'll just go in full steam ahead. Thank you, Kathy. I'm so glad you guys like it. That is the, for anybody jumping in after the fact, that we used the, sorry, there was a clump in my glue and I don't want it to pop up my paper. I used the Full Bloom foilable kit for the background piece, and we foiled it with the amethyst cheer foil. There might be a second word in that name. It's all listed in the description. It's all linked in the description of wherever you're watching this. And we also foiled out the negative onto some purple toner sheets. Let's go ahead and I'm thinking we should stamp in purple because why not? Back up. So I'm thinking mom hair, don't care on the front. So maybe the may your coffee be stronger than your struggles on the inside. Just like that little coffee cup. Right, something like that. Does that look straight? Looks pretty straight to me. Make sure my paper is centered back up. Kendra, yeah, somebody else said that they got one of the glue holders too from watching. It's like, it seems like it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I seriously love it. It makes everything so much easier. Because like I don't like I need a new one of these. My glue is all the way to here, right? Like you can see that line, but I never have to worry about shaking it or anything like that. It's always ready to go when I need it because I have it in that holder. All right. So we have our inside stamped up. Yeah, Terry, thank you. That's who it was. Terry told us, I think last week, that she got it. And you know what? We're gonna need to stamp in our mom hair don't care too. So let's maybe just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna pop my image out just for a second. No, she's not colored yet, but I want to make sure that I have, there we go. Sorry guys. Good placement on that. Mom hair don't care. Just like that, right next to her. That's pretty good too. I'm telling you what, these lives has helped have helped me like with my centering skills so much, or like my straight guessing skills. It's kind of crazy. I don't want to do too much purple. I think to balance out her being stamped in black, I do the front sentiment in black. So I'm going in with the asphalt ink. And I'm barely tapping because even though that I've had this for a while, my ink pads are still pretty wet. I'm not trying to make a mess today. Today's already been enough of a mess. All right, so we have mom hair don't care. And now we need to get our stamped image ready. So I have her right here. I have my Copic coaster. Let's get you guys zoomed in a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm going to start with her skin tone. I'm going to go for a little bit of a tan Caucasian skin tone. So I'm starting with my EO4, shading on the outside of her face following the curves of her bangs. I really want her to look tired. So I'm going to emphasize these artist drawn lines of her eyelids, and I'm going to kind of create like a sideways U shape with her lash line to kind of create that crease in her eye. And then I'm also really going to emphasize these bottom under eye bags and her little forehead wrinkle. Because let's be honest, sometimes that sleep deprivation really gets to you. All right, so then I'm going to grab E13 and just start overlapping and blending that color out. Still staying pretty much on the outskirts of the face, keeping my lines pretty thin and controlled. I'm kind of darkening the areas where her knuckles are. And we're going to jump to E11. 37 cards, Kendra. I don't think I've made working on challenges with your stuff is the most cards I've ever made. And I didn't even do the full set at once. I did half. So 8. 8 is the most cards I've ever made. 37 is absolutely insane. All right, I'm going to take my E11 and just start blending that 13 out. I still want to make sure that I'm leaving plenty of space for my highlight shade to go. We can kind of fill in those fingers though. And then my last shade is going to be E00. And I'm going to just fill in that remaining space. And we're not going to even give her any blush because she's tired. She hasn't put on makeup yet. All right. So we need a robe color. I'm torn whether to try to make it match or get stuff on this, or if I should go like pink. I'm gonna do her hair, and I want you guys give me a vote. Should her robe be purple or like a pink or a different color? We're gonna make her brunette. We're gonna go E49. We're gonna use that to emphasize this kind of crazy ponytail she's got going. Pulling up that color from the bottom. And then kind of creating a hairline through the center as well as the rounded edges of her bangs. And this one's even easier than normal hair because if it looks messy, that's the point. She has that crazy mom hair. So I'm jumping from E49 to E59. This is just a little bit of a warmer brown. Just kind of filling in, thickening up those areas. Still making sure that I'm leaving some highlight space for our lightest shade. And you know, I'm going to do her eyebrows in the 59 too. Let's go to 57. And I'm just filling that in. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kiki. All right. Nobody voted. So I think I'm going to I think we should match. So let me get out my color chart. This is my Copic color chart from Sandy Allnock. So I'm thinking like a V17 and 15 maybe. And I'm thinking V09 to go with it because my V12 died. Let's do that. That looks pretty close. It's like a good balance. It's not super blue, it's not super pink. So I'm going to start V09. I always start with my darkest color. If you're newer to Copic coloring, you could start with your lightest and map out your shadows first. I think I'm going to leave the like lapels of her robe a little lighter. So we'll do the body of her robe first. And at the bottom of the sleeve to be nice and dark. This edge can go ahead and be dark. We'll do the cuffs and the lapels a little lighter. We'll do her little tie to match. Under that belt would be a little darker where she's kind of cinched in. 17. And I'm just pulling that color out and around. Because I know I'm going to want to use that lighter shade on the lapels more, it's okay to really fill in this main part with that medium color and just leave like a little hint of color for that lighter shade. And the 15 to 17 is definitely a little bit of a jump. So to make sure that's nice and smooth, I'm going to just really overlap that color. You know what? Maybe we'll do like a white lapel and we'll give her some flowers. That way she can match our background a little bit. So to do a white, right, a little white collar, I'm going to go in with C3 and just start creating a little bit of shadow where one item is kind of overlapping another. And right on these edges where we want to create kind of a rounded feeling. And the trick to make sure these look white and not just gray is leaving a little bit of true white space, a little bit of that paper left. This should be. I can't tell if that should be her hand or her cuff, so I'm making it her cuff. I made an executive decision. And, you know, we'll give her some dark purple PJs on her little sleeve. Just color that in solid. All right, we're gonna let the grays dry for a minute. We'll go back in with purple and a little touch of green for some florals in a second once that gray is all dry. She needs a fun, maybe we'll give her we'll do the green that way. We'll pull in some green for her mug too. Let's do some YGs. It's a little softer though. We're going YG 67, shading around her fingers. And then I like to make a line on the side, not touching the top or the bottom, kind of just in the middle, just a little bit away from the edge, and just kind of create a little bit of a blend over. Show you up close. So I've left that little bit of a gap on that edge. It's going to help give that really rounded feeling. We're going to jump to 63 to blend that out. And I'm okay with them pretty much meeting at the bottom, but I want to make sure that I'm leaving highlight space at the top in the middle and on that edge. And then my last one's going to be a 61. And you know, we'll pull in that C3 from the robe one more time, just to add a little shading to her steam. And she needs, I like things in threes, so the purple or the green needs to be in 3 spots. I mean, it doesn't need to be, but so we'll do the leaves on her robe, her scrunchie, and her cup, and that'll help make more visual sense. Then for the flowers, I'm going to make my own little pattern. So we're going to go in with the V15 first and kind of create big polka dots. And I want some to be completely round, and I want some to be going off the edge of her material here. And honestly, even just the polka dots would be cute now that I'm seeing them. All right. We're going to give that a little wave. Then I'm going to go back in with my, so that was my lightest, and these are my lightest and darkest shades from my blend. So we're skipping the 15. We're going 9, sorry, we're skipping the 17. I'm going 9 and 15. Let me see if I can zoom you in just a little bit more. So for this, I am going to take my darkest shade, and I'll draw it here too. I'm going to kind of create like a little rose kind of shape, but it's just a lot of C shapes kind of overlapping. And I'm going to use the teeniest little tip of my marker that I can, because this is pretty small. And I'm really holding my pen like all the way down at the base here so that I have the most control. And I'm even going to duck a little bit so I can see around my marker and know that I'm where I want to be. And these can also come like a little further away off of your kind of shapes that we created. They don't just have to be kind of within that line. And these right now could kind of be leopard print, could kind of be roses. And the thing that's going to help push them over the edge is adding that little bit of green so that they read as little leaves. And that will kind of inform your eye of what exactly is happening here. Like that. So she's got a little rose print robe. She's cute. She's sleepy. Thank you guys. Do I have it here? I was going to show you. I did get something I did do something kind of similar I'll show you a sneak peek. Don't tell anybody. This is my blog postcard for tomorrow. And I did a similar thing and I gave her a little leopard print robe. And I just think that turned out really cute. So I was really inspired to try another pattern. And if you want to hear all about how I made that card, you can check out the Pink and Main blog tomorrow night. My blogs go up Wednesdays at 5. All right, and you know what I'm going to break out now that it's time to assemble. You know exactly what we need. My foam tape, this big guy. So I'm thinking we'll pop up the circle and adhere her on flat. Whoa, whoa, I need scissors. Right, Kendra? Leopard print robe? I'd be happy with either of these. I think they're very cute. One more. I just want this to be nice and stabilized. Yeah, Sticky McFun face. For anybody that's new, that is the official name of our foam tape. We only had one vote, so he won. I think that is pretty close. Close enough for me. Oh, hey, Mary. That's okay. I'm just excited you got to make it. Hey, Pam. Just going in with my Easy Squeeze glue on the back. Oh, gosh. It's okay. I'm going to let that dry, and then I can just use an adhesive eraser to get that off. Get her into place. I have made that mistake many a time where my gut reaction is to wipe off. Let's see if I can show you. There's some glue there that transferred when that fell, and my gut instinct, right, is to wipe it. But if I wipe it now, these are water reactive inks and it will smear. So my best bet is to let it dry, and then I have an adhesive eraser that looks like this. I think I got mine from the dollar store. So I will let it dry and I'll just go in with that and it'll come up. So that is our cool little mom themed card. Mom hair, don't care. May your coffee be stronger than your struggles. And I hope that that is true for you guys as well. I just think that's so fun with that really beautiful foiled background. And yeah, I hope that you are feeling inspired to get crafty, get inky, get coloring, get something. And make sure if you try any of the techniques or anything that I've showed you, if you treated yourself to some supplies, you can always tag me and or Pink and Main on your posts on Instagram or here on Facebook, or even if you make a video, I think you can like tag me on YouTube. I'd love to see what you guys are up to, get some inspiration back. And yeah, I appreciate you for coming to hang out. There I am. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me today. I hope that you have a great night. I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. We will be back on Thursday to do some foil and Copic coloring backgrounds, I think. I think we're going to go for that alcohol ink fun background and see what happens when you use Copic markers on the foilable sheets themselves. So if you want to see how that turns out, I'll see you back here on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And until then, happy crafting.